there's kind of a misconception with capos that the reason people use capos is because they're not talented enough to learn all their chords. I guarantee you Tom Petty is more than talented enough to learn all of his chords, okay? Amongst Eric Clapton and a million other guitar players out there that have used capos. That doesn't mean, my third point we'll get to, that we use a capo to make things easier for us. We certainly can, okay? But the nice thing about the capo is we might have learned a certain way of doing something, and we want to retain that. What I love about open chords is they're punchy, right? Bar chords don't have that. Bar chords have their own kind of sound. Open chords have this rock and roll kind of sound to them, right? This open rawness. And when you change everything into bar chords, when you're trying to move it into a different key, and again, you have to know what bar chords are, but if you change them into bar chords, it loses that rawness. So if I wanted to play Free Fallin', I want to keep that open. I want that bite of those open chords. I just might have to move it down for me to sing it. Right? But I want to kind of retain the original integrity of the sound of that song. Mm-hmm. So for me, the capo isn't, you're not using the capo because you don't know how to play other chords. You're using the capo because you're trying to keep that open chord, you're trying to retain that open chord rawness. Okay? So number one, you're changing the key. Number two, you're retaining that open chord or maintaining that open chord rawness, that sound. Okay? Now I got a couple more things, but is there anything you want to interject in there, Dan?
No, I just have a question at the end. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay. So the third thing then is that sometimes what we wind up, and this is where the beginners come in. Oftentimes I come across what I try and do as a guitar teacher is inspire students to want to practice. So they might come in with a song that they really want to learn. They're really excited about. Okay? But they don't know all their chords. They don't know all their bar chords and all their open chords. They just know a few chords, right? So they come in and the song that they want to learn how to play actually winds up being in the key of F sharp. So it uses F sharp and B and C sharp or something like that. Well, okay, it's their fifth lesson, right? They're not ready for those bar chords. And even if they were, we have to go through a whole conversation of bar chords before I can ever get them to the song that they want to learn. Okay, I want them to enjoy the experience right now. So what I do is I look at those chords and think, okay, so F sharp, B, and C sharp. What could I do with those? Okay, and again, you have to have some experience with using a capo to be able to do this. I'm just explaining to you why a capo can be beneficial. So what I do is I think about that and go, okay, well, I could play F sharp there. And then I could play B there. And C sharp there. Okay? Now, it looks like a D. No doubt about it. This looks like a G. Absolutely. This looks like an A for sure. But because I'm in a different key as a result of this capo, this actually is that chord one octave higher. So if I have this student that's just learned how to play D, G, and A, but the song they wanted isn't in the key of D, it's in the key of F sharp, I, as a guitar teacher that knows some of these things, think to myself, okay, I want to teach them that song. I want them to be motivated. So I figure it out here. And now they can go home and they can play the song. Hey, Steve Stine here. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these sorts of videos, please subscribe to the channel. Now, by now there should be some other videos available for you to watch on my left or right, so click on those to check those out as well. And all these videos are just smaller chunks of my larger videos from the main YouTube channels. One is Guitar Zoom, and the other one is Steve Stine Guitar Lessons. You can look those up and subscribe to those as well. And be sure to check out the premium guitar courses and lessons available at guitarzoom.com.